Hello everyone, thank you for being here. Today I want to take us on a journey, one that stretches from the edges of the universe to the quiet corners of our own hearts. It's about time, death, and what makes life meaningful. So, let's start with a question. What if time isn't what we think it is? What if it's an illusion? And what does that mean for us when we face the end? Picture this. Albert Einstein sits down to write a letter. His friend Michel Besso has just passed away, and Einstein penned something wild. For us believing physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Let that hit you. The guy who cracks space and time says, time doesn't flow. It's not a river. It's a vast, still landscape where every moment, every laugh, every tear exists all at once. This is the block universe. In relativity, space and time fuse into one four-dimensional reality. Past, present, future, just coordinates on a map. There's no now marching forward, only our minds making it feel that way. Physicist Carlo Rovelli says, the sense of time flowing has nothing to do with physics and everything to do with our brain. At the smallest scales, nature doesn't care about past or future. The arrow of time, why eggs break but don't unbreak, comes from entropy, not a cosmic clock. Now, quantum physics takes it further. Some equations, like Wheeler-DeWitt, wipe time out completely. It vanishes from the math. Julian Barber imagines a universe of frozen nows. Change happens, but time doesn't. People are sure time is there, he says, but they can't get hold of it because it isn't there at all. Alive and dead in one eternal instant, woven into a timeless tapestry. Wild, right? That's where science points us. But if time's an illusion, what does that mean for death? Here's where it gets gripping. Some say they've seen beyond death, through near-death experiences, NDEs. You know the stories. Someone's on the operating table, clinically dead, no heartbeat, no brain waves, and yet something happens. Here's the key. NDEs aren't just out-of-body trips. That's only the start. Some float above watching doctors, but it goes deeper. They travel through a tunnel toward a light, not just light, but intelligence, presence, love. They meet deceased kin, celestial beings, figures they didn't expect. Some face a life review, reliving every moment, feeling others' emotions as their own, pain they caused, joy they gave. They hit a boundary, the infinite maybe, and just before crossing, they're yanked back. They return changed. Here's the mindbender. Many say time broke down. They felt their whole lives at once, past, present, future, simultaneous. Some saw future events that later unfolded true. Like Einstein's block universe, could this be a peek at a timeless reality? A higher plane, as Houston Smith might say, where the infinite lies beyond our clocks? Smith spoke of a primordial tradition, a truth beneath all faiths. Are these threads, the tunnel, the light, the timelessness, echoes of that forgotten wisdom? Skeptics like Susan Blackmore say NDEs are brain tricks, oxygen-starved illusions. But Bruce Grayson and Pim Ben Lommel argue consciousness might outlast the brain. Here's their snag. How do blind folks see in NDEs? Why do people nail real-world details while unconscious? And why does time shatter? Smith warned, we've forgotten truths, stuck in a materialist box that can't hold this. If consciousness steps outside time, death isn't the end. The question shifts, is time an illusion? Becomes, are we? What are we if we transcend time? Joseph Campbell saw it too. He said, eternity isn't some later time. Eternity isn't even a long time. Eternity has nothing to do with time. Eternity is that dimension of here and now that all thinking in temporal terms cuts off. The experience of eternity right here and now, in all things, is the function of life. Are NDEs that experience a crack in our ticking world, bearing the eternal beneath? Philosophers wrestle this too. J.M.E. McTaggart, in 1908, called time unreal, our past to future thinking a paradox. It fits the block universe. All moments exist, flows just us. But Lee Smolin insists, time is real, the most real feature of the world. He says ditching it kills change, life itself. Others claim only now is real, past gone, future unborn. Frozen eternity or fleeting present? We don't know. That uncertainty's where meaning creeps in. What about death? If time's an illusion, death's a boundary, not an end. Your life's a line etched in space-time, always there from first steps to quiet nights. Einstein meant this about Besso. He's still living, just out of reach. Robert Lanza says, death does not actually exist in a timeless reality. Smith might call it the infinite, beyond our shell, but death feels final. We miss people. How do we square it? Maybe this. If every second's eternal, you've got something immortal. You were here, you mattered. Or if time's real and death ends it, that limit fuels urgency. To love, to create. Meaning holds either way, born in what we do now. Smith saw the life review as a moral truth. Our actions ripple, connecting us all. Now enter Robert Anton Wilson, who loved quantum weirdness. He said, the universe contains a maybe. Not yes, not no, a maybe. He tied it to quantum physics, where nothing's certain, just probabilities. Wilson mused, relativity and quantum mechanics have demonstrated clearly that what you find out with instruments is true relative only to the instrument you're using. No fixed reality, just what we see through our reality tunnels, filters of belief and perception. Picture him grinning. Maybe there's an afterlife, maybe not. Why choose when you can hold both? It's courage to say, I don't know, and that's fine. If we might go on, less fear. If we might not, more fire for today. Wilson's maybe frees us. You don't need heaven to live well. Meaning grows from choices, connections, the mark you leave. If there's more, a bonus. It's Smith's perennial philosophy, wisdom in the unknown, meets quantum playfulness. So here's where we land. Science hints time's an illusion, a block of nows. NDEs suggest we peek beyond, where time unravels. A primordial tradition, Campbell's eternity in the now. Death, a shift, a boundary, or a stop. But whether time flows or freezes, one thing holds, we're here now. This breath is where meaning lives. If time's an illusion, we're timeless art and reality's weave. If it's real, each second's a gift. We don't need to crack the riddle to find purpose. Wilson's quantum maybe says, embrace the question, live with wonder. Paint your life on this canvas, illusory or not, moment by moment. Because in the end, or the not end, it's what we do with now that matters. Hey, one last thought before we part. That journey we took, time, death, the maybe of it all, there's a wrinkle I can't shake. Einstein's relativity gives us this block universe, everything fixed, past and future locked in place. But quantum physics, it's a wild card. Probability, uncertainty, like the future's still up for grabs. Physicists are still stuck on this. Does time lock us in, or does the universe leave room for change? Here's where it gets spooky. Those near-death experiences we talked about, the tunnel, the timelessness, seeing it all at once. They feel like Einstein's block, everything laid out. But the way some see future events, uncertain until they happen, that's got a quantum vibe. Could NDEs be a bridge, or just feel like one? Robert Anton Wilson would love this. He once said, we don't know what's going on, and that's a good thing. Quantum mechanics backs him up. Reality's not set. It's what we measure, shifting with our gaze. Maybe that's the key. Not picking a side, but holding both. A thinker named Ken Wilber might nod here. He talks of seeing reality through all lenses at once, not just science's ruler or spirit's glow. It's like NDE's hint at a bigger picture. Time's an illusion, sure, but one we shape too. So after all that, what if death isn't just a line in the block, but a doorway to something still unfolding? Relativity, quantum, eternity, they don't have to agree. Maybe they're all true depending on where you stand.